all the blacks are taking over the gingers' jobs. It's like Little Mermaid, Starfire from Teen Titans. Who else was on there? Oh, Wally West from another DC character who was a ginger, live action. Now he's black. Like, and I was like, damn, Batgirl was a ginger. Now she's black. I was like, damn, we really sucking these jobs. We're taking away the work.
Episode 56. Ready, buddy? All right. So on this episode, Grand Thoroughbred Wheated Bourbon, single cask, distilled in Rockville, Maryland.
Oh, Rockville.
A local,
Yeah.
a local haunt, if you will.
And of course, we got the Thoroughbred because of the Kentucky Derby.
There we go.
And
That's
the
right.
upcoming
The Preakness.
This stuff is planned.
It's
exactly.
Yeah, it's
Just
coordinated.
let you guys know, we have these pre-production meetings and we're like, episode 56, Kentucky Derby, Grand Thoroughbred, local distillery, Lawrence Taylor.
There it is.
Now, the fun part about this bottle is that it is mashed, distilled, and bottled by Twin Valley Distillers in Rockville, Maryland.
Perfect.
That's not always the case.
Indeed.
Sometimes one of those things is
Somewhere else.
Contracted.
So here we are. Batch number 2125.
Good. That's an Isaiah pick this week.
All right. Where did this bottle come from?
Our
Rockville, you just said it. It's literally on the label.
Wine and spirits,
Come
Rice's
on
Town
now.
Road, man.
there you go, Rice's Town Wine and Spirits.
All right. So a place that you are familiar with.
Yeah. Yep, there we go. Nice pop.
Nice pop.
It's satisfying.
Yes. Let's get.
There we go.
There we go. All right. I'm going to pour this out. Now, before we pass this around, or while we're passing this around, you went and saw Guardians, I take it.
I did.
You did. Now, I've not seen Guardians. Is anybody else? I know you didn't go.
Yeah.
You saw it.
That's a harsh assumission to make.
I know
know
you
you
did.
Fairly accurate, generally.
Of course you didn't go. We know you didn't go. Okay. So, we're going to do some spoiler-free
You saw it?
conversation. Me? No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I didn't see it. I'm going to talk.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to talk to you about it.
Talk to me about it. Talk to me about it.
All right. Yes or no, you enjoyed it?
Yes. Big yes.
Okay. A little bit of a redemption in the Marvel pipeline, perhaps. We've had a lot of misses, at least in my opinion.
My spoiler-free review is
Yeah.
that James Gunn is a very, very talented director, and it helps that he's a comic book fan
Yes.
because he's in a position to create exactly what he knows comic book fans want,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
In the vein and style of, he took a very, very obscure team of characters that wasn't very popularly known and created one of the most amazing trilogies inside of the MCU.
So high marks on the trilogy.
High marks.
You're
man.
feeling like this was the best of the series, or you think
This
it's just
is
a
definitely the best of the series.
Best of the series,
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
now?
And that's saying something because all three are really, really,
Are very
really good.
solid.
Yeah.
Now, as it stands, like I had this complaint last week. We talked about it. I felt as if all of the Marvel movies, at least the last several, have been very much just kind of chaos.
Missing the mark. Yeah, it's kind of all over
It's
the
like
place.
all over the place.
Yeah.
It feels very like nobody, I don't feel like many people can relate to it. The general public can't relate to it.
Yeah.
Can't get that excited about it. Does this go down that path even further? Or do you feel like James
No.
Gunn has kind of kept
Well,
things
let's look at it.
relatable?
Let's look it. One, it is relatable, but let's keep it in context of what's been going on with the MCU, right?
Sure.
We've-
Disarray.
Disarray. I think it's the best movie since No Way Home,
Okay.
which was that the beginning of
It was a
Phase 4
while
or
ago.
end of Phase 4?
No, I want to say it was the first movie of
Phase 4.
Phase.
It was because it was right
4.
after. Okay, right.
That's correct.
It's the first,
first
movie,
movie of Phase
after. Yeah, everything. Yeah.
Okay. So, we've had some highs and some lows where when Phase 1, 2, and 3, we've had mostly highs.
What other high have you had in Phase 4 and 5? No Way Home can't be in there.
Wakanda Forever. But I have my gripes with the MCU.
Yeah.
Right.
So Wakanda Forever is the other one.
Yeah.
Those three you feel like are solid.
Right? Okay. And you can enjoy these movies, but in the grand scheme of what the MCU is trying to accomplish, I still feel like we fell short. Right? This is still spoiler free. I still feel like we fell short there in where we're trying to go. But as a trilogy, right? Man, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 as far as storytelling, 10 out of 10. As far as it's insanely potent in the family dynamic.
Yep.
The again with the storytelling.
Yeah.
I think we got the CGI people back. I don't know if they were on strike or something for MCU, but they're back. I feel like
looked good.
Visually it was amazing.
That's good.
Like it just hit all the marks.
Okay.
And my gripes with the MCU, I can't hold that against this movie because it was just that good.
It was good.
It was that good, man. Yeah.
Now, does it set things up moving forward? Not for Guardians per se, without spoiling it. I feel as if, let me preface, most of the movies lately have really been kind of disjointed from the overall like concepts, right, of the new kind of phase 4, 5, 6, or whatever. They all feel like they kind of are just misplaced, and they don't really have like a tie-in to all things.
Right.
Does this movie tie into all things, or feel like it ties into all things, or is this movie kind of just like a farewell kind of thing for Guardians? And
I don't know if I can answer that truthfully without spoiling it, but I do feel like it is
so
more.
It definitely fits into the whole, if it speaks to the overall thing.
No, I think it's more of a family sending off. I still think it's isolated to the Guardians mythos.
Okay, so there we go.
That's the best way I can say it without spoiling.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a spoiler thing. There's been a trend lately, I feel like, with the Marvel movies that they have kind of felt more one-off and they have kind of felt more singular. I know that this movie has been in the works for a long time, and I just didn't like Ant-Man Quantumania. You can see where they're trying to set things up for other things, but there are other movies that I feel like don't do that.
And and we've talked about the kind of the misses with the MCU, and I get it, man. We went through a pandemic. We got to just push out content and see if it sticks. I applaud them. I applaud them for staying at it. But in the vein of storytelling, we are a bit disjointed.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Very good.
But Guardians is still it's as far as MCU, but it's
a solid movie.
But in the trilogy,
it's good.
It fucking flies, man. It's right there. It's man, it's just so good, man. High Evolutionary was awesome. I'm sorry I don't have his name on the tip of my tongue.
How dare you?
You got it, Josh? He's gonna butcher it.
I'm working on it.
He's gonna butcher it.
Oh, yeah.
Where did you go to see this?
Where did I go? Cinemark,
Towson. So a disappointment. Now, Isaiah, you tried
the new warehouse.
The new warehouse thing.
Rotunda.
How was that? Little switch of the topic here.
You got the name?
Warehouse Cinema is...
Oh, you went to Warehouse. That's right.
Yeah, you tried that out.
Yeah.
So it's very much... This is not the family theater.
No,
Beautiful. This is beautiful.
It's not a family theater. It's very much...
Turn up millennial theater.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
It's what I talk about with the DJ.
It's kind of like I've never been to one, but it looks like a bar.
Honestly, it looks like a bar that has movie theaters.
A movie theater in it. Like they have a lot of food, they have a lot of beer, a lot of drinks. The atmosphere is more like come hang out and like eat and drink.
And then go see a movie if you want.
It's like go see a movie if you want to.
Yeah.
Were you on a date or you just hanging out?
No, actually, me and my sister were like, you want to go
to
the movies? Right,
sure. So you guys went and checked it out. A lot of people there.
Shout out to
low key, kind of a ghost town.
It's kind of a low key kind of thing. There's only
It's a little out of the way.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's kind of hidden, is what I'm saying.
It's hidden.
It's not like it's in the middle of Towson or the middle of, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's for a certain crowd.
You got to know where it's at.
It is definitely for a
niche.
crowd. If
niche
you
theater.
live in...
Well, the Cine Bistro was kind of niche.
Yes.
But I think about it like this. If you live in if you live in Hamden, Mount Washington.
Yeah.
Waverly,
Before Towson. Before Towson, but after Park Heights.
Okay.
If you live anywhere in between there, it's the perfect movie theater for you.
How was the theater? How was the movie theater experience?
Did you get reclining
Not
seats?
Like
Like,
the,
what's
yeah.
Reclining seats were there.
Screen was
Heating,
good?
Screen was
Did
nice.
you say heated seats?
Heated and cooling.
Yeah. I'd heard that this was happening.
Yeah, heated and cooling. You get it's like the perfect amount of the perfect angle of recline.
Yeah.
And we sat in the right row, the middle
great.
row,
Hell yeah.
in the center. So the best viewing experience you can get.
So did you purchase your tickets online or did you purchase them there?
Online.
And get the seats you wanted? You got them online. Okay.
Got them online.
You do reserve
And
seating.
you do
can
choose
walk.
online?
Yes, and you do choose
Okay.
online. My only gripe is they're
Let's go.
cashless.
Cashless.
Oh,
That sounds great.
Yes,
That's the gripe.
it's great if you know going into it.
Got you. Okay.
If you know,
So
if
for
you
some
know
people,
going.
that
Want
could
me to
be a
get you an
hang-up.
iPhone? An Apple Pay?
For some people, it can
It's
be a
like right
hang-up.
there.
I
No,
can invite
so-
you to 2013
right.
if you want.
Here's the thing: I have an iPhone, I have Apple Pay, but in that moment, because I was out of town beforehand,
You had a lot of cash.
I had cash.
You were trying to put some cash down.
Were you
So-
making transactions?
So I
out of
need to
town?
show you where the ATMs are. Got it.
It's just
There's a crazy app that you have when you have a bank. They have an app and it shows you like where you can like.
Okay,
right,
so an
all
app.
right,
There's a
all
store.
right,
What an
all
app
right,
is.
all right.
So for some
All right.
people,
All right.
it's a valid concern, but probably low.
So mainly drug dealers are not
in
there.
like,
'Cause they're
like
strippers.
as far as
Strippers and
concerns,
drug dealers.
as far as
drug
concern,
dealers.
or as far as concerns are
Isaiah.
concerned, it's low on the list. Cashless
Yeah.
being low on the list, but everything else. Did you have food?
Day workers.
Food was good. Drinks
Food was
were good.
Drinks were good.
Great.
Service was. So their movie theater etiquette is.
I'll stop.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So there's someone at the front door to check your ID to make sure that you're at the age requirement.
That's cool.
That's fine.
I like that.
Like I like that.
Do you
It's
have
21
to
they
be,
serve out.
Do you have to be 21 to go?
No, you don't have to be 21, but you have to be at least 16 to be in there by yourself.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like
that
that.
as well.
So what happens if you're not? What happens if you're not 21 though? They're checking on the checking.
They're
the
checking
way
to make
in.
sure that you're 16 and you can come. If you're like a child,
When you go
You need-
into
yeah,
the
you-
actual movie, or when you go into the
when you get into the facility.
facility.
So then, do they like Sharpie
Yeah.
the hands of the
No.
underage? Oh,
No.
So they
Yeah,
check.
wristband?
So and this is no. So this is where I'm getting into.
You
that.
just get
Yeah,
a cop
okay.
looking at you all
Because
the time.
they check. So they check my ID.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Of course, I'm of age.
Yeah.
My little sister
you?
comes in. They don't check hers. Whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. But then,
But she's
there's-
18, right?
She's going to be 18
right.
next
Yeah.
month.
Yeah.
But there's no one else checking anything again.
and she left
Oh,
drunk.
basically.
Okay.
So after you get the initial check,
Yeah. There's,
people at the bar aren't checking again.
there's no one checking.
they're gonna fix
there's
that.
no
Don't
one
worry about
checking
that.
anything.
They're gonna fix
Meaning,
that.
Yes.
There's
Seems
no
like a
one
slip.
checking, but there was no one there checking tickets either.
So
Interesting.
This is the
wait.
ground. This might just be the ground floor kind of thing. Like they haven't quite found enough people
Yeah.
to cover.
Maybe so, but
It's gonna get out.
We got food and we got popcorn
Yep.
and all those things.
Kids are gonna figure out.
And then we're
you
like-
can get in. They're not charging. It's gonna take one young lady or young man to have too many
Nobody's
drinks. Yeah, and then
nobody's gonna ask. Mm-hmm. It's like if you
So-
go in there and you just
so
go
when
in,
did they check your tickets?
they didn't. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh
They,
wow,
they didn't.
It seems like it was a little like a little loose, but we'll allow it. So let me ask a couple of other questions. One, the staff, the people that were assisting you in your movie experience, were they like
Very nice.
children?
Yes, that was my other gripe.
Okay, all right. Because I have
Was the
I have
bartender a
issues with
child?
that.
No, because that's grossly illegal.
Not to dog kids, but like you know,
I mean, you heard what happened. It was
they don't
Kentucky.
care. It's
So
Cinemark, dude.
your front of house staff
Yeah.
are probably from 17 to 22 years old.
Were there
gotcha.
any adults anywhere?
Yes.
Any responsibility anywhere?
Kitchen staff, bar staff,
Oh, okay,
adult.
cool.
Adults. Okay.
Adult.
Okay, cool. We're working with that.
And don't get me wrong, the kids were great. They were very helpful.
Chick-fil-A type service.
Yeah, very helpful,
good.
very knowledgeable. Nobody
the
had
bar.
an attitude. Yeah,
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, definitely. The bar for young people, it's definitely
Young-
Chick-fil-A.
Got you.
Yeah.
I always get your pleasure, my pleasure.
Yeah,
from a little
It was
16-year-old
great.
person
My
at
only gripe
Chick-fil-A.
was that
Got to make sure you.
if I'm
going to
pay this much for these tickets, because we did spend, I think both of our tickets together was like $40.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to pay $40 for these tickets, somebody check and make sure I pay for these tickets.
So you were,
I agree
you
with that.
spent-
Yeah.
It was what
right.
movie?
Otherwise, why would you pay for
Why
the
would I
tickets?
What
pay?
movie were
Yeah.
you seeing?
I need validation.
Guardians. Okay. Had you been to Cinebistro before?
No, not that I can remember.
Okay. All right. But that was my final question. I was going to
Yeah,
compare the two.
No,
but you enjoyed
please.
it. I have not been to the new one.
No, but you've been to Cinebistro. I've
to
never been to Cinebistro.
No, I
I've
know.
never went.
I've been to Cinebistro, so I was going to ask him to compare the two. Had
Oh,
he,
because you haven't been.
I
Okay,
can't.
yeah,
I mean,
gotcha.
when I go, I can.
Yeah,
do a
now I
follow-up
will
on
say
that,
that the seating was nice, screen was nice, everything was clean. Yeah, I would expect it to be. It's new.
Yeah.
But and every seat comes with a little table, so nobody's eating anything out of their lap.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
So let's do this. June 2nd, well, actually the 1st, is Into the Spider-Verse 2. Let's not record and just go see that. And then
That
we'll
would be
just,
a Thursday.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Let's do this.
Yeah, it'll
Let's
be a
if we
Thursday,
can if we can stand
Figure
to wait.
something out.
Yeah,
If we can stand to wait Tuesdays, any movie,
Oh, yeah,
anytime,
I heard about
$7.
yeah.
Okay. All right. We just got to double up.
I love it. All right.
Which one more? Let me just say one more thing here.
Go
So
ahead.
I'm noticing that when you buy your tickets online, there's a $1.70 booking fee per ticket.
That too. But
Which-
don't all of them do a
Here's the
processing fee type of thing?
This might just be a me thing, but this kind of reminds me
Josh
of.
is uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm moving. You can't see, but I'm shifting.
Josh has
like
shifted his whole body.
Granddad's about to tell
has
you how it
gotten
is.
Real contentious.
Back
Here's
in
the
my
thing.
day.
So here's the thing. I've recently come across a few restaurants that at the bottom they say there's
Gratuity included?
No.
Oh, okay.
A 4% service fee will be attached and goes to the restaurant, which is separate from the gratuity.
Yeah.
Or the gratuity, an automatic gratuity will be applied.
Yeah.
Here's my thing on these service fees.
Please.
Just build it into the price. Why are you
Yeah.
charging me?
Yeah.
And you have to make it a separate line item. Like your tickets are $14, but it's a $1.70 booking fee. Make your ticket $16. I understand that you can advertise 14 and it looks better than 16.
Yes, correct.
I get that.
Correct.
But why do you need to charge a booking fee? If the service you're using is charging you 12% to process a credit card, you're using the wrong credit card
You're
processor.
using the wrong POS.
Or
They're
the
not-
wrong ticketing system.
They're not paying
or,
any. They're not doing that. It's just a way to make more cash.
And
It's just an
which
easy
is just,
thing.
which,
I do
right,
appreciate
what
that
I'm
they're
getting at,
itemizing
which
it.
is
It's
just
it's a thing you can put on there.
Yeah.
And
I hate it.
there's
I hate it
no
so much.
there's no way to really like figure it out on the front end. It's like if you go to a restaurant, like they're not advertising it. It's not on the menu. You kind of wind up with the bill all of a sudden, and you're left with no other option but to
Pay it.
And it's like if you've decided you're going to go to a movie and you guys are in the checkout process, you're not going to, I'm going to back out now because of $3.
Sure, yeah.
They just throw it on there because they can.
They
and
can
they
and
know
know
you're
you'll
going to
pay.
they know you're going to just accept it.
Right.
It's
Which
like when
is
you
my
go
point.
to a black church
It's
and they
very
have like
frustrating,
4 offerings.
but
You know what? The last time I was at a black church, I saw that. Except I've never been to a black
but if you
church.
build it into the menu prices,
I'll take you.
that's something you see on the front end. You notice that.
Sure.
If the appetizers all go up $2, you can see that online and you can
I
make the
get you.
determination.
No, I get you. I just think it's shitty.
It
Here we
is.
go.
Isaiah didn't like that joke. Look,
It's
look.
very shitty.
No, I know the offerings are what they're for. It's
This has been a wild episode so far. A lot of
Can we
love
ju-
it.
I'm going to
separate
derail it one more
conversations.
time here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to derail it one more time.
Let's go.
You and I have had so many conversations about getting me into black culture
and you don't come.
in very specific ways.
Yeah.
And the church is the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But years ago we'd had these conversations.
I because we've essentially grown up together.
Yep.
Right. I've known you for a very, very long time, and I understand your guys. Right. Like your guys from what culture you're seeing things, but you very much understand me. And I've always appreciated that about you. So I would like to bring you into these situations that we always talk about so you can see for yourself and then get your take on it. Because I would love that conversation
To experience
after.
it firsthand.
Yeah,
Of
to
course.
get that
Yes,
conversation
yes,
after.
yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's all.
Very good.
Yeah, we'll get you some fried chicken, man.
I've already gone to Cane's.
A little watermelon too, bro. The stereotype is true, bro. We love it.
We love it.
We love it.
All right,
Sorry.
back on the wheels.
The first item on our list, I think, was Guardians. Why don't we move
That's
on to
correct.
Writers'
The writer's strike.
Ah,
Goddamn,
the
yeah.
writer's strike. Now I put this on here. You said you had some context for it.
Yeah.
I had a short list or a short note on the context for it, but I thought which was more fun. Not to poo-poo on your context.
No.
But a list of all of the things that have basically been off tracked or sidelined because of the writer's strike. So let's tell people what they're going to be missing.
So, I text my buddy. I speak about him often. My good friend from New York, Torian.
Mm-hmm.
He is a regular on Law and Order. So, right? So, I text him and I was like, "Hey, man, like, can you give me like the cliff notes of what's going on with the writer's strike?"
Sure.
Well, first my wife asked me, and I was like, "I have no clue what you're talking about," because I didn't hear about the writer's strike. And I was like, "Oh, damn. All right. Well, let me actually contact someone who is in the business, can kind of give me like a quick little
synopsis."
Yeah, like an insider.
What we're here for.
So I text Torian, and I said, "Can you give me cliff notes on the writer's strike?" He said, "Sure." The film industry jumped from making $9 billion a year to $29 billion a year. Writers want better salaries and pay for creating content and writing. The film exec said, "Okay, here's an $86 million raise across the Writers Guild," right? Whatever. The writers, and I quote Torian, said, "Suck my dick." Proverbially, right? Yeah. They're like, "That's not good enough, given you guys are making you're making $20 billion more. You could at least add like $2 billion, $3 billion. No, you said 86 million. You're not even in the hundreds of millions.
Yeah, that's less than 1%.
There we go. Yeah. Right? And then he was like, you want more details? I said, yeah. He was like, so writers have been getting heavier workloads since TV streaming has blown up.
Yep.
Writing TV shows literally go down to the wire, and people are actively like on set writing while the show is recording.
Sure.
And I've went into like a rabbit hole, and I actually, I can't remember, it was somebody predominantly in the film industry. It was James Gunn. James Gunn tweeted about someone actually like one of his writers on, I can't remember what they were shooting, down to the wire, like actively writing while they're finishing up the show.
Yes. Right.
And I was like, okay, so he's telling the truth there. Not that he doesn't tell me the truth, but like, okay. When that happens, they want to bump for pressure to deliver.
Sure.
And, completely changes things. So shout out to Torian B. He actually commented on our last video. He always trolls me, but he's my guy. Watch Law and Order, and he's got a podcast called Rap in Order where they do like the albums on trial. So he gave me a great breakdown. So I had context. Yeah.
It's very good.
And so what do you have?
So I have a couple of things. One, this was just more of a fun little piece of the story. I use ChatGPT a lot.
I do too.
I have conversations with ChatGPT. I work through a lot of things with ChatGPT.
You're home alone all day. It's at work, and you got to have a friend.
So I was having a conversation with it about the writer's strike, and I could not get it to acknowledge the current writer's strike.
You just
wanted
refused.
I was asking for like cliff notes, give me some information on it. Just some bullet points. Couldn't make it happen. It kept telling me it wasn't real, it wasn't a thing. The last one concluded in 2011 or something. There is no writer's strike, et cetera, et cetera. So I copied all these links, news articles, and sent it to ChatGPT. And it was like, oh my gosh, I'm wrong. Let me,
You got it to admit it?
And then it rewrote a whole thing for me.
Wow. So because it's taking that data.
Yes.
It's going to add
official data cutoff is September 2021.
It's taking the data.
I don't know. I don't know why it wasn't pulling that.
Black Suit's coming to your house
Then it
tomorrow.
started rewriting information for me. Anyway, I got the list that it gave me of reasons why.
Okay. Yeah, do it.
Compensation, working conditions, and streaming residuals.
There we go.
Those are the three
main
key issues. Anyway,
so we got the actual source, and then we got ChatGPT.
That's right.
That's all you need in a court of law.
That's right, baby. Yeah, all right. So the other thing the other piece to this that I thought was more, not more interesting. It's not polite, but an interesting piece. All of the shows that have been impacted by it, right? So Stranger Things, Blade, this is just a few of them.
Damn, we're not going to get any good TV.
But Stranger Things is no longer in production. Blade is not in production. Saturday Night Live, obviously, and all the late night talk shows have been impacted by this. There is another Game of Thrones show in production at HBO.
But they said they're going to keep going, though.
So
we'll talk about it. Go ahead, finish your list.
Night of Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge Knight, is a new Game of Thrones series from HBO.
Oh yeah,
separate of House of the Dragon.
Oh, okay.
That writer's room no longer working. Daredevil, Severance, Yellow Jackets, Andor, all of these shows.
Andor's coming back for another season?
Yes. Andor season 2 has been in production for a while, but not
Got
right
it.
now.
Okay.
So the Ring of Power, the Ring of Power is currently in production. It will complete production without any of the showrunners or writers. So they're just going to finish it without any of those people. Seems high risk, but they must have a lot of money.
I wonder. I don't want to, but I wonder if, because I think of other industries,
Sure,
right, and the closest one that comes to me is nurses. My wife is a nurse. I worked in the education system for a brief time. I think of teachers. They strike. Nurses strike, and being privy to that bit of information, I'm like, well, when they strike, they just bring in contractors at a higher price who are not staff, and they can just kind of do the job. They can fulfill the job.
Sure.
Right? So I wonder.
They're called scabs. No, seriously.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Because it covering a wound until it heals, right?
No.
Oh.
I don't know
Is
why
it an
that's the
acronym?
name. It could be. I'll look into that. Keep telling your story.
Dangerous word to just throw out there. So I'm like, if the writers strike, couldn't they just hire independent writers? Or is there like some law?
I think that there are issues with that. I'm not sure how it works. I don't think that they can just bring in a bunch of freelancers, guys that aren't union or aren't SAG. Like, I think there are like weird stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure the collective bargaining agreement prohibits that, because if that was the case, I don't think they would ever hire SAG writers.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you could always pay a freelancer a little bit less.
And so the UK Writers Union has, and Australia, UK, there were two other ones that I can't remember. They've showed solidarity with the US Writers Guild. No, they're not striking, but they said any Brit, Australian, whatever it is, that goes to work for a US show or production during the US writer's strike will be in the future barred from membership to their respective unions.
Oh, okay.
So they're basically saying the US Guild is striking. You can't just step in because we're going to punish you for that.
Damn. Given all of the roles that are, well, this doesn't affect actors. I'm speaking about writers. I mean, I would assume that there's a large number of writers from the UK that come over to the US to get work.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have any facts on that.
I mean, yeah.
The last show is House of the Dragon, which is going to move into production regardless. Apparently,
that's the one.
Apparently, all of the scripts are locked for that, and they're just going to go ahead and continue forward.
It's just, I don't know if you can do it.
I think they're going to.
I mean, if I was a director, you assume most directors have a history of writing, right? In some form, you know what I'm saying? But writing scripts is a very meticulous thing, down to the punctuation and the grammar, and so it's how do you, if you got to make modifications, how do you move in that, right? Like,
so I was reading about this a few days ago. So there's people in the industry called hyphenates that perform two tasks. So writer, comma, producer. Writer dash producer, hyphen producer. And so there's also rules that allow other personnel to perform small rewrites without being considered a writer.
Right.
And so, as you described in those productions where they're actively rewriting quick things,
yes,
anybody on set can essentially act to correct a line or to rewrite a line here and there without being credited as a writer and without being required to join the Writers Guild.
Because they're a producer.
That's correct. So there's a story of during the 2007 writer strike, Battlestar Galactica was finishing up in the final season.
I remember that. Yeah.
And Ronald D. Moore had a writing credit, but also, or I'm sorry, didn't have a writing credit. He was producer and creator. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided to join the picket because he was a writer at one point on Star Trek and way back. Anyway, the story goes that he was on the picket line in LA, got on a plane, flew to Vancouver to say goodbye to all the cast filming in Vancouver, then flew back and rejoined the picket line to get his 8-hour shift in. So there's a lot of solidarity going on with these people that are hyphenates, but that creates a little bit of a tricky thing.
You just said something interesting that I want to talk about.
Yeah, of course.
So he flew back to get his 8 hours in.
Yeah.
So when you strike, you're striking for your
You have
time
a shift
that you're supposed to be working.
Yes. Yeah.
Huh. Okay. I never knew that. That's interesting.
Yep.
It's a crazy time.
Wow.
It's a wild time. And with, Chat GPT right around the corner.
I don't know if do you get unemployment benefits when you strike?
I don't know.
Like, how do you get paid?
I have no idea. I don't know how it works.
You know, like, I mean, that's a serious question.
Generally, with strikes, it's happening right now in the UK with train drivers and nurses are the two big ones right now. And when agreements are formed, they'll get back pay adjusted.
Gotcha. Yeah.
From, I mean, it could even be a year or 2 years. Right now in the UK, the nurses are striking. So the agreement that's on the table would give them 2 years worth of pay increase of whatever percent.
It just makes me empathetic to the people who can't afford to strike but have to.
Yeah.
Like we to the streaming point, like we went from, and I know when your gripes is shows don't last anymore. Like when I say last, they're not 24 and 25 episodes. They're 8 episodes, right? This is part of why they're striking, because less workload, shorter time, shorter money. You should be getting more if you're going to work less, right? Like the math has to math.
I think that's the opposite. I think
Other
you should
way
be getting
around.
more if you're working more.
There we go. Sorry.
And I'm getting less TV shows than ever. So what the hell?
So I some people
6 episodes a season
can't afford to do it. And then you think about a show that does have a functioning production, is getting paid. We didn't even think about the SAG writers or that do like just YouTube shows, Tubi shows, stuff like that, where they work these really short shows that are 5 episodes, 20 minutes, but it's a paid gig. Now they can't do that, and that's what keeps the lights on. That's what gets the kids cereal. Like it's larger than just us and turning on Disney Plus and enjoying our whatever, but. Man, yeah,
man, dude. 90 days never takes a break. All right,
they don't even need a script.
I can give you a quick thing on the word scab if you're interested.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do that.
So originally, obviously, it was just skin, but around the 1500s, it had taken a secondary meaning in England as slang insult for, quote, a mean, low, or scurvy fellow, a rascal or scoundrel.
What a scab.
And the connection between that person and scabs, the disease is sores, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So essentially, the person that was being brought in to do the cheap labor when they were striking was
a scab,
was the disease that they were,
They couldn't get him out of there.
There you go.
Wow.
There it is.
Seems kind of harsh.
Mean.
Grotesque. Yeah.
No, I mean, it just seems like kind of aggressive terminology in today's day and age for somebody who's trying to help out.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, moving on. Next item. Where are we at? I think this is a Little Mermaid.
Trying to help out.
Yeah.
Yep. A whole new world.
Trying to get
Oh,
paid.
yeah. Let's do this.
We didn't talk about this yet. You good?
Why don't you get into it? Tell the people.
I am surprisingly enjoying this very much. Okay. Very much. Not like I don't think I've enjoyed a whiskey on here like since like New Rift.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Wow, that's a couple episodes ago. Yeah. All right.
We've had always like a critique. I don't really have any like negative critiques.
No notes.
What do you like about it?
I like that it's a nice bite. Let me just get another initial taste so I can speak to it.
Take a second with it. Price point on this, Isaiah? Do you know? Anybody know?
60.
So $59.99. That kind of thing?
54 with taxes.
54
60,
with taxes.
yeah, something like that.
So okay.
Okay.
I would say for
what's
the
proof,
price,
Josh?
I don't know. You can.
It's 90 proof.
That's what I taste, and that's what I like. Very good proof. It tastes. It's strong, but it tastes very full. Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a.
It's very flavorful.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Strong, flavorful, and full. Those are the notes I'll give it.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I enjoy. It's got a lot of flavors that I enjoy. It's a fun. It's a fun whiskey to drink,
and it's not overwhelming.
It does not have a bite. It's not overly assertive. It doesn't feel there's no bad mouth feel after the fact.
Yeah.
It's a good drinking whiskey. So high marks. I would probably say if it's going to be a $50, $60 bottle, probably where it should be, right? Like flavor wise, taste wise. Yeah. If you would have said this is a $30 bottle, $36 bottle, I would have been like, that's a good deal.
It's a good deal. Yeah.
I would say at $60, there's probably some other people out there that are in the same ballpark, like flavor taste wise. Like it's not the cheapest bottle.
No. I think it tastes exactly how much it costs.
Yeah, it's like a 7 or 8.5 at this price point. If this is half the price,
if it's
half the price,
if it's $40, it's a 10.
11. Yeah,
it's a 10, 11. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, high marks. I really enjoyed it. I
think the name is too long though. Grand Thoroughbred Wheat Bourbon.
Yeah,
you're just saying that because you can't spell it.
All of that all together. No, I can't. I'm not even gonna try.
The label leaves something
take me 20 minutes
desired.
to just get through all of
it. But it's one of those things where
it's a local distillery, man. You gotta give them time.
Nah, man. Shout out to them. They did a good job.
Made in the USA is American flag right on the side.
America.
God bless.
All right. So we're all enjoying that. Let's talk about The Little Mermaid.
Yes, indeed.
And those that have and have not enjoyed that.
That's where I was going.
As Clark calls her.
You're excited for this? Are you excited for this? Looking forward to this?
I am, man.
Excited.
I think in 2023, and you sent me something.
I did. I sent you a video today
on Instagram. And I couldn't get out of the car because I was laughing so hard at it. Like I had to sit there for a minute. I'll talk about it for a second. But I think that in 2023, amidst all of like the woke culture and, we're changing some things for, like everybody to fit. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against the woke culture. I'm absolutely a part of it. But, it's just, we laugh at it. That's our humor. I think it's great. Moving into a space where, and I have a theory about this, we're moving into a space where we can have a Black Little Mermaid, right? And we can have an Indian Peter Pan. And I think that inclusion is awesome. I think that representation is something awesome and we should stand on it. And it changing things doesn't mean exclusion. The pride I see in my baby's eyes when she looks at a cartoon and then she looks at the live action and it looks like her is just it warms my heart. And I know I'm one of the most unserious people ever, but that is something that is just great. Now, Taylor's ass fucking sends me this fucking video of, and I don't know the podcast.
It checks out, dude.
It absolutely checks out. I've never seen these people. And I'm sitting in the car and the guy immediately says,
tell the people.
All the blacks are taking over the gingers' jobs. It's like Little Mermaid. Starfire from Teen Titans. Who else was on there? There was a few. It was like 5 or 6 different characters that were. Wally West from another DC character who was a ginger. Live action. Now he's black. Mm-hmm. Like And I was like, damn. Batgirl was a ginger. Now she's black. I was like, damn, we really sucking each other. We're taking away the work. But it was funny. And I appreciate the inclusion. But now I'm like, damn, we can't take people's jobs.
JW's next. Dude.
Oh man!
All right.
If you replace for JW with another black guy named JW,
that's what we're gonna do.
Poor JW. He always gets shit on it. It's not his fault.
He's gonna come home. We're gonna have to get Jennifer in on it. He's gonna come home. And be like, who's this guy?
Like the Jim, like Jim from the office.
We swapped you out, dude.
Yeah, you're done.
All right. Asian Jim.
Yes.
That's Black JW. Oh man.
So the reason I brought up Little Mermaid because the reactions for the Little Mermaid have finally started to come out. Like not reviews, but they have allowed
reactions,
some people to release their reactions.
I haven't seen any, so this will be news to me.
The reactions, you always have to take them with a little bit of a grain of salt because I feel as if the reactions are always pretty inaccurate ultimately.
Yeah.
But anyway, here are a couple of quotes. And these are short. One person's, I'll just list them off. Emotional and enchanting.
Ooh, that's heavy.
Said.
2 E's.
Somebody else said Disney's best ever live action film.
Holy.
Which seems aggressive.
Yeah.
Very.
Seems aggressive.
All in.
No, he just.
And then we'll move on to some negative ones.
Okay.
Paint by numbers. Endearing but uneven.
I don't even know what that means.
And does not deliver the magic of the animated classic. So, I don't know.
I don't know what those.
Kind of down the middle, I would say. All things kind of wash out. Some people seem to really love it and really connect with it.
Positive reviews, you're kind of like, okay, but then the negative reviews are like they're really biting their words.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah. It's very much.
We'll see.
It seems to me, and I think we had this conversation a little bit about the Mario movie, where you've got people who grew up with that.
Yeah.
And now the movie's being not remade in this case, and Mario definitely not, but essentially we have a new Little Mermaid and we have a new Mario, and all of those people that were used to that 25, 30 years ago are now bitching and complaining about it. So I feel like there's two lenses that we've got to see this through: the current generation and then the people. And I don't know, where's the middle? What are we looking for?
The question is, what are kids connecting with, like the current generation of children? Are they connecting with the animated films, or do they connect with the live action?
It's tough.
I don't have kids, so you'd have to speak to this.
One of the first movies I remember is Little Mermaid. My aunt had it on video cassette. She still has it. Probably,
Sure, but like your kids, for example, you say Beauty and the Beast. They think cartoon, real people.
Clark was terrified of the live action for a while. She just got through it.
But they don't associate one way or the other.
No, they don't.
You say Lion King, they think
the cartoon.
They
think the cartoon because we play the cartoons because that's what's safe. They're still very young, so I don't know if
so
they will.
So you think the live action's too scary for them?
Yeah. It kind of goes over their head. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the thing they'll catch when they're like teenagers. They'll like, oh, this was what I was introduced to as a child. The live actions are made for the millennial crowd, that borderline Gen Z, that borderline Generation X. That's what the live actions were made for. We're that audience because we grew up with the technology. We want to know how can that technology adapt to a childhood classic and then merge and give us a perfect movie. Didn't give us a perfect movie, gave us shit movies. Beauty and the Beast was okay. Lion King was okay. But it's hard to have such an animated product. And I don't just say animated in the sense of colors and drawing. Yeah. Those characters were vivacious and exuberant, right? They were just big.
Yeah.
They were just,
I gotta go home. That's it.
They were just big. They were big characters, right?
Yes.
What's his name? The kid that sang for The Lion King, and then Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. He played Michael Jackson too, right? Like it was like a cultural moment for that. Little Mermaid was just like a very, very big moment in cinema. Yes. So much that they had to put it, and that's what I was talking about. I had a theory that I put on Little Mermaid for Clark the other night, and in the beginning of the movie, it had there are some images and depictions in this that are wrong and blah, 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 blah. Yes. Just like a disclaimer. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, now we got Black Little Mermaid. what a coincidence.
Yeah.
Right. But, again, it's really, really, we're that crowd, and it's really, really tough to make something that's going to hold that cultural aura in a pocket that just that becomes very, very celebrated, like the prior. So to your question, my kids identify with the cartoon rather than the live action, because the live actions are for us, the adults.
So that makes me think.
What?
So what I was saying earlier about our generation kind of growing up with the animated and then moving into live action, you're essentially doing the same thing. And I see this I see this as like the way to go. Introduce them to the animated. It's much less disarming, or it's much more disarming. It's more friendly, whatever.
Easier to retain.
But my question is then, will your kids grow up and go,
and do this?
I grew up with the animated Little Mermaid. So is it that animated to live action will always be doomed to have that stigma of, I didn't grow up with live action? Because through time, I mean, it's been 30 years since the first Little Mermaid came out. We're still introducing our children to the animated first.
That's interesting.
Also, and especially because, the animated is a bit more disarming, because I can only imagine what the reaction for young kids is going to be like the first time Ursula pops up. Because she's a semi-scary character in the cartoon.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what it's going to. But I do think it's the age range. I mean, I know it's for us, but I think of people like my little sister, who's 8 years younger than me.
Yeah.
She grew up, of course, seeing the Little Mermaid cartoon, but also
she was at the right age when like Lion King came out, live action.
So she is.
What was her? Okay, this is a perfect question. What was her reaction to the Lion King live action? Because she was a young girl when she probably saw the Lion King for the first time. And then she's what, 12, 13 when the Lion King live action came out?
All excited about it. All like,
okay,
great and excited about it. But here's the thing. When the live action Mulan came out, was hyped for it. Like hyped for it.
And it wasn't good.
And was heavily let down.
And that's the what you gotta, scary part. Right? It's not gonna, is it gonna be as good?
If it lets you down, they failed.
Yeah. Lion King, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, but is there a generation of kids that hasn't been exposed to the animation?
Not for certain.
I don't think so.
For the classics, there will never be, because they're classics.
And Disney Plus, it's easy to just throw in a cartoon
Lion
movie.
King. Maybe not Lion King 1.5, maybe not Lion King 2.
But if you were to put in front of her 2 DVDs, animated Lion King, live action Lion King, what's she gonna grab?
Animated.
Yeah. Animated. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Even
that's great.
Almost 40 years old.
Yeah. I mean, I think that kind of answers the question that we were asking.
Yeah.
All right.
It's interesting.
Very good.
It's very interesting takes.
Moving on. What's next?
Jeremy Renner.
Ooh, all right. This is a quick one.
The snowman.
Yeah, he's the snowplow man. He's been posting a lot of recovery videos. I guess he's getting back in shape. I
did see him on something, and his legs looked intact. He looked fine. He had a cane though.
Yeah, he's not doing the best from a walking perspective. I mean, he's walking, so that's good, but he's not running. Does he have any? My question was for you. Does he have any projects Marvel related in the works?
He's not running. It ain't nothing got.
Well, he's not running. No, he's got a cane. I
don't think he has
hobbling.
The Mayor of Kingstown, which has been cooked since he got hurt.
No, I'm talking about the Marvel stuff. You got any Marvel stuff coming up?
I think we were gonna get something like a Hawkeye too. So the reason for the Disney Plus stuff is we're introducing just new characters, new structural components, right? And I think the Young Avengers have all been introduced in different parts of the Disney Plus mythos. And the Kate Bishop Hawkeye was the next part, part of that. And I think he is supposed to kind of be the man in the chair for her and always attached to that
But
project.
that season, as far as we know, because I've not heard anything about it, it's not in production. Like
no,
there
it's,
isn't.
I haven't
yet.
heard it. I've heard that it's supposed to get a season 2.
Like
Has not started.
He's not
filming.
retired from the MCU, but he doesn't really have anything active at the moment.
No,
that
I
we
also
know
got-
of.
No, not that
It's
I
not
know
like he's
of.
in Secret
Yeah.
Wars or.
Doors open, I guess.
Okay, all right, very good.
They didn't kill him off, so the door's
Yeah.
open.
That's all. I was just curious if he had anything lined up. He's in recovery. He seems like he's doing
I'm gonna watch that again.
Great.
That was a good watch.
next one, Joshy boy.
Next one, another name that I'm not going to try to pronounce.
Good for you.
This Utah lady that allegedly killed her husband wrote the book.
Yes. Yeah. So there's
the
this-
OJ book, if I
you
did
gotta
it.
look this up. What's
That's
her name?
right.
Try to pronounce it. She's not. Gonna
You
be
know what? It's Corey.
she
It's
won't-
Corey. Now that I
she
look
won't
at it,
be offended.
it's Corey. It's Corey Richards.
Okay.
Corey
yeah.
Richards.
This
That is a real white person way to spell
This
Corey.
girl
By the
How's
way,
she spelling?
Kouri.
Hell yeah.
What?
Corey. I'm assuming it's Corey. I'll look it up.
So she offs her husband.
Wasn't the turn I was looking for. She offs her husband.
Let's back up. Her husband dies. She writes a children's book about how to like process and mourn the grief
Oh
of a
yeah.
loved one. Turns out she killed the guy,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
I want to bet $20 she follows OJ on Instagram.
Oh my gosh. And she did it by spiking his drink with fentanyl.
Yes. She
wow.
OD'd on fentanyl.
So she has some type of medical.
Yes, I think
history.
she's a nurse or something.
There we
isn't
go.
she?
all right.
I need to be a
There it
detective. I
is.
solved
There
the
it
crime
is.
right there.
We could look this up.
Allegedly tried to poison him multiple times previously.
Back it up. Let's go look at the cameras at the hospital she works at. She's pocketing fentanyl.
And the book, I think, was somewhat successful. No,
Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah.
Wild
New York Times
times,
bestseller
dude.
and fentanyl dealer.
I'm stuck on try to poison him multiple times.
It's got a Netflix series written all over.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Man,
Wow. I'm like very quickly reading through this NBC article, like trying to catch myself up
Give
here.
us some cliff notes.
get caught up.
This dog always
Okay,
sits by me
so
and farts.
she was typically, where is it? A Utah man died after his wife allegedly spiked his drink with fentanyl and then wrote a children's book about grief. Had suspected she tried to poison him multiple times.
And you stayed?
And he said, quote, she was to blame if anything happened to him, according to court records. Despite the suspicions, a family spokesperson told NBC News on Wednesday that Eric Richards stayed in the marriage with Corey because of the children.
All right, question.
But he did suspect.
What's up? What's up, Taylor?
As somebody who has children
What's up?
and a wife,
Because
because here's the thing: for me,
I do.
if I catch Emily acting shady, dude,
You can
I'm
walk.
out.
You're done.
Well, I mean, she tries to suffocate you in your sleep. So
True.
Yeah.
True.
And here we are.
You're still here.
Fair point.
She does beat you easily.
I instantly regret my statement.
He said, "I'm gonna shut up now."
What is this? What was that? Episode like 39, 40? He was like, hey, so she beats me in my sleep.
I instantly changed
It's
my
like
position
that
on this.
Chappelle show with what's his face. He's like, I would never. Why would I put my feet on somebody's couch?
Yeah, I'd
yeah,
put
I put my feet on his
on
couch. He said, Murphy, you buy a new couch.
James.
Let me rephrase.
Yes, please.
If I had suspicions,
Yeah.
confident ones, that
Confident.
Emily was putting
camera.
fentanyl in my
Fentanyl dealer.
beverages
Yes.
to try to kill me,
Just
I think I would leave.
trying to have the image
Now
of
the kid
Emily
component
breaking up
complicates
fentanyl
it.
on the kitchen counter is just crazy.
Yeah, dude. Don't put it past her. But like,
You're out. You're done. You're cooked. I'm gone. For you catch her.
I think I would bail pretty quick if I felt like my life was at risk. But would you say
Me?
I'm gonna try to outsmart her? I'm gonna try to.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna try to best this situation and outwit her for the kids. And does she have the upper hand over you, like in a duel of mental agility? End game being murder.
Oh my God.
Is she gonna best you? Like,
No.
are you? You'll win that. You'll
Are
win
you
that.
trying to like set me up for my murder confession?
No, I'm just curious. You win
Would
that?
would she defeat me in a Game of Thrones?
You are on record.
Yeah.
Yes. My wife is a nurse.
So I'm confused. So
she would because
has the upper hand.
She knows more about like the anatomy and like how to do it.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I would have thought like, yeah, I feel like
she's like, oh yeah, I could just give him this drug.
Are you saying that your wife has more murder knowledge than you do?
When I think of murder, I think of bloody murder. Like I think of like
sure.
There's no clean way to do it.
Yeah, like there's no clean way to do it. You got to murder him.
Listen, if CSI taught me anything, you get one free hit before the blood goes everywhere. Okay, so you use that one free hit.
Right. I'm not the poison them. I'm not the, I'm not. So my wife is. I'm not saying she would, but she has way more medical knowledge than me.
Yeah, you're not cunning and sly about it.
Yeah. She's here, babe. I made you a drink, and I just drink it and be dead, and that's over.
So it seems like she has.
According to affidavits for search warrants obtained Wednesday from the Summit County Sheriff's Office, relatives of Eric Richins told investigators to look into his wife's involvement. Quote, they advised he warned them that if anything happened to him, she was to blame, the record said.
She did.
Continuing. Quote, according to his sister, Eric and his wife went to Greece a few years ago, and after his wife gave him a drink, he became violently ill. He called his sister saying he believed his wife tried to kill him, the record said. Then, on Valentine's Day 2022, this is quote, according to the records, on Valentine's Day 2022, his wife brought him a sandwich, which after one bite, Eric broke into hives and couldn't breathe. Wow. He used his son's EpiPen as well as Benadryl before passing out for several hours.
This has been an ongoing murder attempt.
She's trying to get him out of there. How much is he worth?
Put her under the jail.
Well, this is a good, actually, that's right as you said that. This is a family spokesperson. Quote, Eric was a good father. He was a philanthropist. He cared about a lot of people.
Giving away money.
He did the best he could to make the most of his marriage. So that's what it seems, yes.
So Eric is rich. And
it
she's
seems
trying
they do
to
have money.
get him out of there.
Mr. Richins is rich.
He's rich, and she's
done this before.
And I don't want to pass any judgment, Josh. Do you have pictures of these people?
I do, actually. This is Corey. She's 33 currently.
How old was the boy?
Oh, yeah.
39.
Oh.
She's absolutely trying to kill him.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, there he is.
She spent a long time trying to do it. He looks like a nice guy.
He's a very nice guy, not the sharpest tool in him.
Yep.
He's got a lot of money.
I mean, I feel like at that point,
I judge people by their pictures.
She's trying to kill you on holidays and vacations.
Bro, she's trying to get you out of here, and you're like,
she's probably booking the vacations. Like, let's go away, babe.
Don't kill me on vacation.
During the investigation, authorities
I'm the
learned
best husband on vacation. Like, don't kill me while we don't have the kids. Like, we can fix this.
Authorities learned that Corey Richins had allegedly contacted an acquaintance identified as CL to obtain pills, the probable cause states. In one incident, she allegedly asked the acquaintance, quote, for some Michael Jackson stuff.
Wow.
Continuing the quote, the defendant asked specifically for fentanyl. CL contacted a dealer in Ogden on February 11, 2022, and procured 15 to 30 fentanyl pills from the dealer. 3 days later, Eric Richins became very ill following the Valentine's Day dinner at his home with his wife. He believed he had been poisoned and, quote, told a friend that his wife was trying to poison him.
God, are we going
to this guy is an idiot.
Are we going to keep saying allegedly?
I'm not victim blaming here, but this guy is an idiot.
She is cooking you every chance she got.
So, in your relationship, which one are you?
Me? I'm the guy.
Okay. That's all. Just checking.
My wife's not a murderer. No, but I'm definitely him. Like I'm like, nah, I don't know. I'll eat the sandwich. I'll drink the booze, whatever, and then I'm dead.
Yeah, you're getting smoked out.
Yeah.
Next item on the list.
Next item on the list: Flamin Hot Cheetos movie. Speaking of death.
Speaking of actually Disney and Disney Plus, this is actually a Disney movie. There is a movie.
Flamin Hot Cheetos is a Disney movie?
Yes. There's a movie coming out. It's the story of how Flamin Hot Cheetos.
Oh, about the guy who made them, right?
Became a thing.
Oh, it's an origin.
Yeah, it's an origin story.
Docu movie.
It's not a movie of Flamin Hot Cheetos.
About the janitor who
I coined that term.
About the guy who came up with it.
Docu movie.
Great.
I thought it was a fun fact. The trailer is
like
out.
it.
Get out there, check it out. It's a Disney movie, not to like dog on Disney. It's probably going to be, you know.
That motivation.
Directed by
goofy.
Ava Longoria.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. So you know it's going to be.
Oh,
great.
she's bored.
And the guy's from if it's Hispanic descent. So you know.
Oh, it's a okay.
Latinx descent.
It's one of those.
rather, yeah.
It's a.
It's based on the memoir "A Boy, a Burrito, and a Cookie" from janitor to executive.
Josh, it's one of those.
It's a damn good name. It's a damn good name.
It's a damn good movie. It's a damn good name.
So while we're talking about trailers, go check out the Flamin Hot Cheetos one. It's a lot of fun, seemingly.
Speaking of docu movies,
Yeah.
did you see Tetris yet?
No, I've not watched it yet. Did you watch it?
No, and I've been wanting to.
All right. Well, we'll have to watch it and then we'll talk about it. Trailers for The Meg 2 and Dune 2.
I think I saw that a minute ago though.
No, The
Meg
Meg 2
2?
just dropped, dude. The Meg, it was out.
You gotta
Came
hook
out.
Josh up to the TV so he can
Meg-
just like play the trailer while I'm sitting there.
Meg 2
Yeah,
is, the trailer came out this week. Came out.
I'll watch it.
Came out
First of all,
yesterday.
I was gonna say something.
Jason
I
Statham.
went to
He's fighting
I went to your
Megalodon
bathroom
sharks.
and Taylor has this awesome like it's 10x8
The Jaws.
Jaws.
It's an LP.
It's a Jaws vinyl.
Jaws
With
like
the mouth, with the shark mouth.
poster and like the Jaws, and then I
You told you what it was, and you still said what it wasn't.
relax. I'm trying to get to the point. I'm trying to get to the point of the joke. Right.
Right.
And I had never read it, the vinyl. Never read it. It's just you look at it, you're like Jaws, like all right. And I never read it, and then I read it for the first time today, and it says #1 best-selling book.
I also read it for the first time today, and I went, "That was a book?
And so
That's
I'm not
crazy.
alone.
We didn't talk about
I was
this."
like, yo, it was a book. I've
Yes.
never seen the
Did not
Jaws
know
book.
that.
I didn't know it was a Jaws
Well,
book.
you don't see Jaws books, you read them, but yeah.
Well, how do you read them, right?
I didn't even know this came from literature. I just thought it was a movie, and it was a box office smash in the 70s.
You know, Jurassic Park is also a book.
No way.
Really? Is this really happening? Written by the same guy, Jaws and Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That
This
I didn't know.
is
Yeah.
new information for
Yeah.
this side of the room.
That's
Like,
wild that you guys didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
wow.
That's crazy.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Books are going away.
And the same guy also wrote Westworld.
I do know that though. Yeah.
The
But
guy that wrote Jaws and wrote Jurassic Park wrote the book for Westworld, original book. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I didn't know
Crichton or
that.
whatever.
I knew there was an attachment. I didn't know that he like actually wrote like the literature for Jurassic.
He's got a whole bunch of books. Josh, why don't
I'm
you
sure
run
he's
through
a-
those?
he's a-
Some big famous
He's an
ones.
author.
Yeah, Peter Benchley.
Oh, yeah, not Michael.
God rest.
Is he British?
He is not.
He's not from America with that name.
He very much is. He was born in New York City in 1940.
Check out his parents. Run the background check.
Are they wearing shoes? Jaws, the Deep, the Island,
the Island. Okay.
Beast.
I'm backing up. He did not write Jurassic Park then.
He did not
Michael
write Jurassic
Crichton
Park.
wrote Jurassic
That's
Park.
correct.
I was
Yeah.
way too confident about
But
that.
it's still a book.
book, yes, correct.
Dolphin Cove. Yeah. There we go.
Imagine when these guys find out Schindler's List was a book.
It's crazy. All right.
I did
Well,
know
he
that.
had
was
to
a
write
book.
the list somewhere.
So
and
Dune 2 and the Meg 2, you saw neither of these trailers, I take
we'll
it?
edit it
I
out in
saw
production.
Dune 2.
Oh my god.
Dune 2 looks great.
Does look good.
It
Very
is
exciting.
one of the, again, man, just like the movie was. And I sat there. I actually watched this one in my bedroom. We have a love seat in the TV in the bedroom, and I just kind of like was like, all right, man,
Focused up.
I got to get through Dune, and I did it. And again, optics amazing, probably next to Top Gun Maverick. Those two movies, I feel like are elite cinematography. And so like Dune and Top Gun Maverick, just capturing. So even if I felt like the story was, or not the story, but the the lifeline of the movie was flat. It was still beautiful to just watch, right? Like it just like the imagery was just very, very much capturing. And I'm ready for the next one because the trailer just did the same thing. Like I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what the hell I just watched, but I'm gonna watch it because it looks good. It's like, you know.
Yeah, there is definitely something to say about a movie where the storyline is bleh, but it looks amazing.
Yeah,
I think the storyline of Dune is amazing.
I'm sure we all dated a young lady that was
on this one, but
smoking and just, you know.
All right, we're running low. We're running low on time. I'm gonna skip my watch list. I don't think I had anything that was like really stand out.
You literally have nothing on here. So
there's things I probably could have added to it, but nothing that's worth.
You didn't watch anything?
I don't think so.
We watched the Orioles game. You got an Orioles hoodie on?
Yeah, but
you
I'm not
watched
gonna
that?
talk about it.
Okay,
that's true. Did you have anything other than Guardians that was like a big win for you?
What's on there, Josh?
Citadel from
Citadel's good.
Barry, WWE Backlash, NBA playoffs.
Okay, Citadel is a Russo Brothers show on Amazon, and I originally thought because Citadel was supposed to be the name of the name of the hotels in John Wick.
Yes.
So when I seen it,
Continental.
It's not Citadel.
And we're back.
It's all right. We'll edit that out
it's like the Jurassic Park Jaws conundrum I found myself in not too long ago.
Yeah, we didn't know that was a book. But anyway,
you're enjoying it though.
Citadel is Richard Madden, King of the North, Rob Stark, and come on, Josh, help me out.
What else? What are you going for? Something else he's been in?
Chopra. What's her?
I don't know.
Jonas' wife.
Oh,
Priyanka Chopra Jonas. I think that's her name.
Priyanka. Yep, Priyanka Chopra.
But you're enjoying the show.
Oh, it's dope.
You're having fun with it.
It's espionage, spy. That's right down my alley.
Okay.
Extremely violent, which was surprising.
So you recommend a watch. How many episodes are we in?
3.
3 episodes in. Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good.
From, which is apparently like a horror show, and my wife, she brought it to me, and she doesn't watch. Also Amazon. Okay. But MGM Plus. Gotcha. So if you got Prime, you can watch it on Amazon.
On something else.
Yeah. It's got Mercutio from Romeo and Juliet. I can't remember his name.
Stanley Tucci?
No.
No, I'm sorry. I don't know who that person is.
From Best Man with the dreads.
I know who you're talking about.
I'm going both cultures. I'm trying to get his name. But he's the lead in that.
This person?
Oh, I don't know who that black guy is.
Okay. All right. You said cultures. I have no idea what you're talking about. So
he was Mercutio in Romeo and Juliet.
Picked an exotic name. Sorry.
You never seen Romeo and Juliet?
No. I'm talking about the actor. Oh. I'm just looking at the actors here.
I can't remember. Anyway.
But you also enjoy that.
You're
having a good time with it.
First episode was awesome.
You're one in.
Yeah, I'm one in. What I got? NBA playoffs. Let's go Lakers. Trying to get Steph Curry and company out of here. We're up 3-1, but we play in Golden State tonight. What's left, y'all? What else?
WWE Backlash.
Backlash.
And Barry.
We'll talk about Barry in a sec. Backlash was the most watched WWE Backlash since 2012.
Okay.
In San Juan, Puerto Rico, main evented by Bad Bunny. So a lot of overlapping there. And he did his thing, man. Shout out that I got my wrestling tee on today.
Yep, I see that.
Everyone knows I'm a big sports fan, but I'm also a big wrestling head. And Bad Bunny does the work. You know, he prepares himself to go out there and actually, the word in the business is kayfabe, and take the bumps and do the spots and take the big falls, and he does a great job at it. And it's just he had one of the best weekends ever. He headlined Coachella, did the Met Gala, and then did WWE Backlash. He's on par of being one of the busy boys, yeah.
And then
that's it.
Barry, you enjoyed
Barry.
that.
Are
That's
you up to date on Barry?
I've not started Barry yet. I I mean, I'm doing Yellow Jackets, and it's been a really
it's tough.
hectic week.
Those are too tough. Like,
a lot of stuff going on. But you're enjoying Barry. It's good so far. It's
So
one
dark,
episode,
man.
One episode in. 2 episodes in.
Nah, what? 5.
So it was almost done.
Almost done.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna wait for it to wrap up. But it's been dark so far.
It's been extremely dark.
Damn. All right.
Funny, still funny.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm kind of thinking back to the early seasons where it kind of was always dark.
Yeah, but it was more fun.
Yeah,
You
even
left
last
it
season,
not being like super bummed.
even last season, towards the end of the season, it got more fun.
Yeah,
but the ending was still like
dark,
very dark. And where in this season, we're just dark.
Damn.
All the way through.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that does it for me. That's a wrap on 56, man. Thanks.
All right, bro. We gonna go watch the Orioles game.
We're shooting the shit. Yeah.
How about them Moves on?
We'll wrap it up with them.